organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Up on Iowan TV.
Spring is sprung, but as the snow is melting, what are the risks for heavy floods?
And a shift to solar power in Iowa. What a Senate committee decided today is next.
And in sports, Stars are out in Indy.
What the Hawks are saying ahead of their biggest games of the year.
We have it all at the top of the hour. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Reed Chandler.
And I'm Muriel Kone. Winter is waning away in Iowa City. The snow is finally melting away and many Iowa rivers are swelling. It brings back memories of the 2008 floods in eastern Iowa. The Iowa Flood Center's 5th annual legislative breakfast was held earlier this week in Des Moines. The center is currently waiting on a decision from lawmakers on their proposal for $1 million of funding for a network of soil temperature and moisture sensors that would allow them to better examine potential flood conditions.
Because when the ground is frozen, and then if we get rain falling on that frozen ground, it's just like rain falling on pavement. There is very little that would infiltrate into the soil, so all this water then would run off, and of course when it runs off it goes into streams and rivers.
The network would also be a boom to farmers in the summer months by allowing the Flood Center to monitor soil moisture content and closely measure and predict droughts. Dr. Krajewski said they expect a decision on the funding proposal in about a month.
The future of solar power in Iowa is looking bright. The state's solar power systems may see more money in their pockets soon. A Senate committee said yes to a bill that would increase available state money to install more solar power systems. The bill moves on to the full Senate from here. The bill received bipartisan support in the Senate Ways and Means Committee Thursday, and if passed, would increase solar tax credits to $4.5 million from the current $1.5 million in the state. Currently, 622 projects using more than 2.8 million credits have invested $24 million in the solar energy industry here.
And high school graduation is up for the 3rd straight year in Iowa. The State Department of Education says Iowa's high school graduation rate not only increased to 89.68%, but fewer students dropped out of school in the 2013 school year. Federal rankings are not released yet, but officials say Iowa's graduation typically ranks near the top in the nation.
With more students graduating high school, that means even more students will go on to take college entrance exams like the SAT. And today, the Iowa College Student Aid Commission announced major changes to the SAT exam. According to the College Board, the redesigned SAT will focus on the knowledge and skills that current research shows are most essential for college and career readiness and success. These changes are scheduled to begin in 2016.
The SAT is not the only group making changes. Satisfying that fried food craving just got easier now that the Iowa State Fair will announce it will accept credit and debit cards at a stance this summer. Officials will send letters to food vendors stating these recent changes in an attempt to make transactions more convenient for fairgoers. This year's fair runs from August 7th to the 17th. And
with spring break approaching, the University of Iowa wants each and every student to stay safe. They released a safety tip message earlier this week, and some of their tips for students are: remember to unplug your small appliances. Don't forget that cell phone charger when you travel. And for those of you leaving the country, make sure you pack necessities in your carry-on in case your luggage gets lost. Keep your money and wallet or purse close, and take use of the buddy system. The UI also says social media is a lifesaver. Let everyone know where you are and how you're doing so those loved ones don't fret.
Still on the way, reducing your stress through meditation.
But first, let's check in with our own Nick Fisher in the weather studio. Now, Nick, not every student is heading to a beach for a break. Will we get some sun here in Iowa City as well?
Yes, please tell me that's a yes, Nick. I'll be here and want to feel like I'm closer to the tropic.
Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't look too sunny next week. But before I get to that, let's take a look at tomorrow morning. Some spring break-like temps tomorrow, expected to be around 41 degrees with clear and sunny skies in the morning. As we head into the afternoon hours, expect partly cloudy skies as temperatures will continue to climb to a high of 51 degrees. Friday evening, we can expect a comfortable high of 46 degrees with no cloud coverage. Expect a high temperature of 52 on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies. The warm weather will fall off quite a bit on Sunday with highs in the low 30s and a 40% chance of snow. Monday and Tuesday will be gloomy with overcast skies and high temperatures of 46 and 53 degrees respectively. Wednesday, we can expect high temperatures in the mid-40s with a 50% chance of precipitation. That's all I have for tonight. Rita, Muriel, back to you.
Exams, papers, assignments, the list goes on. These are some of the challenges students are encountering during midterms, but don't sweat it. The local library wants you to know there's a relief through meditation. UI professors Eric Hoffman led information sessions this week on how students can use transcendental meditation as a way to release stress and fatigue. Hoffman said this can help students clear their minds, get better grades, and become much more happy. Lead organizer Penelope Mukeg said even with taking 23 credit hours last semester, she owes her success to this technique.
Even when I would stay up late a lot studying and having a test the next day, just taking 20 minutes to reset and to meditate was like having 8 hours of sleep.
If it sounds like something you'd like to try out, give them a like on Facebook for upcoming events.
And now it's time for this week's edition of Spotlight Iowa City. We're shining a light on a local landmark that has made a name for itself in Iowa City's Hall of Fame. We'll hand it over to our own Megan Horahan for the rest. Megan?
The UI is well known for their graduate writers workshop program, but now there's a much younger generation catching on as well. Our own Gabriella Dunn is on the scene at a local bookstore gaining national attention.
Hi guys, I'm here at Prairie Lights Bookstore, which was just named as a top 5 finalist for the 2014 Bookstore of the Year by Publishers Weekly. There were 9 categories that the award assessed, and one of those was community involvement. And this book and these postcards right here are an example of Prairie Lights' ties to a younger generation in our community, and a big reason that they made the national top 5.
These kids are all part of the Iowa Youth Writing Project, a nonprofit outreach program started by UI Writers Workshop graduates. And last year, the program expanded their reach to bilingual elementary students.
It's like a cat. He's yellow and the dog is green. And
they're opposites.
But they're friends.
Just like Adriana, the other bilingual kids in the program are encouraged to write and think creatively in Spanish, which is a contrast from the emphasis on English in their regular school day.
Spanish is really prioritized, and it isn't an afterthought, and it isn't something that's just for home, but it's a real way to kind of have it be part of your identity.
Malik said it's especially important to encourage kids to use their Spanish writing skills while they're still young. While these kids practiced Spanish at Lemmy Elementary, the kids over at Mark Twain were anything but camera shy.
I like to write about what happened in my life.
While they may be rambunctious, on the bookshelves at Prairie Lights, these kids are the mini authors of Iowa City. Gabriella Dunn, Daily Iowan TV.
And the Iowa Youth Writing Project is having a special spring break series of events next week. Be sure to check it out if you're staying in town.
I Too Am Iowa. It's a photo campaign that was started at Harvard University, and it's arrived at the UI's campus. Members of the Black Student Union and the NAACP decided to launch the UI's own version of the campaign to raise awareness of struggles students of color experience at this school. The campaign received a large amount of attention from faculty, students, and the university community as a whole. The group hopes the UI will open up the space for students to talk freely about race and offer cultural competence courses.
There are students here who are not white, who have voices, and who don't really feel a part of the dominant culture here. And there are a lot of microaggressions, like daily injustices, verbal or nonverbal, that we experience, and we'd like for other people to be aware of that in order to create change.
The campaign will continue after spring break at the River Room. If you want to get your message out, stop by on Tuesday, March 25th. The Big Ten men's tourney kicking things off this afternoon, Muriel.
Yeah, some big-time Big Ten matchups throughout the day. So with that, let's kick things over to our Daily Iron TV reporters, Kevin Glick and Whitney Blakemore, who are standing by.
That's right, guys. The stage is set and the stars are out all weekend in Indianapolis for the 2014 men's basketball tournament. And to bring you all the latest, alongside Whitney Blakemore, I'm Kevin Glick.
That's right, Kevin. Hoops on the mind of Hawkeye country, with the 6th-seeded Hawks set to take on Big Ten bottom feeders Northwestern in a Big Ten showdown.
And while the Hawks have been too much to handle for the Cats this campaign, all eyes are on the prize when it comes to this weekend.
Oh yeah, this is a brand new season now. You know, whatever we did during the season doesn't really matter now because, you know, every game matters and, you know, we'll take it one game at a time.
I mean, everybody's 0-0 right now in the tournament. So, I mean, it didn't matter what you did before in the season. It's all about what you do now. And we got a great opportunity to go make some noise, and that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah, it's the best time of year. The Big Ten tournament's always, you know, a great time, and I'm happy it's back in Indy. I like Indy, and I like the venue, and obviously, you know, how this Big Ten season went during the regular season. I can only imagine how crazy the tournament's going to be. So I'm looking forward to it.
Kevin, 2 wins over Northwestern this year, and coincidentally, both wins by a total of 26 points.
Impressive stat there, but star guard Devin Marble is more than conscious that when Thursday night rolls around, a Big Ten title is what's on the line.
I think the Big Ten tournament is exactly what you need, you know, something refreshing. It's basically a new start of a new season. You got the postseason play, so you guys got to find a way to pick it up, you know, if you want to compete for a Big Ten title.
Hoop's not the only Iowa team traveling this weekend. Iowa softball heads to Texas over a programming break.
That's right, Kevin. I sat down with the Hawkeyes to see why the next few games are actually a homecoming for a few members of this year's squad. The Iowa softball team is headed down south this weekend to take on both Texas and Texas State. While the team may be excited for the warm weather and a chance to play outside, sophomore outfielder Whitney Repley is excited to be getting back home.
I have about like 20 family members there, so it's really exciting.
You know, it's fun to be able to take a team back down there. I was there for 11 years, so it was, you know, definitely became a home to me. And taking a group that has some Texans on it back down there, I know we can compete.
Repley and Coach Looper may both have the Texas blood in them, but their connections go back much farther.
It's kind of funny. It's ironic. When I was at Texas, Whitney and her sister, Crash, that's her nickname, so we call her, they would come to camps.
Crash, Whitney's twin sister, traveled up north as well to play softball for Illinois.
It's like definitely a really big rivalry within our family. We have like a sign at our house that says like Illini win or Iowa wins every year, and we switch it depending on that. So I think definitely we'd like to switch it back to Iowa, considering they swept us last year. So we're hoping we can bring the brooms out this year.
I mean, our team wants to beat Illinois, but she wants to beat her sister, and they've always been very competitive, and I think they still are. I think they will be till the end.
Right after their road trip in the Longhorn State, Iowa heads back to the Midwest to face Whitney's twin sister and the Fighting Illini.
It's nice to be able to get back to Texas and take them, but then I'm really excited to start conference. And we do start out at Illinois, and you know, they came into our home last year and beat us twice, so I'm anxious to get into their backyard and take some games from them and start conference off strong. And you know, Whitney's going to be excited, as well as her team, to face off with them.
Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV Sports. Be sure to catch the latest Big Ten tournament coverage all weekend long on DailyIowan.com. Unfortunately for us, Kevin, our time is up tonight.
Don't worry though, we'll be back 2 Sundays from now after the latest programming break. But for now, it's back to you guys at the desk right after this.
We're bigger, we're deeper, and we're more experienced than we've ever been.
Here's White, ducks it through. Evans gets the step on the drive, score it, and a foul. So he throws it down. With the playback to Aaron White.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight, but be sure to read Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
We have our own Daily Iowan Metro editor, Stacey Murray, in the newsroom with tomorrow's headlines. Stacey, take it away.
Thanks, guys. In tomorrow's pages of the Daily Iowan, you can read about the first African-American fraternity on the UI's campus. It turns 100 this year. Kappa Alpha Psi has some notable alumni, including Dr. Philip Hubbard and Duke Slater. You can also read about sustainable communities and how UI students from 9 different departments are working to push for sustainability, mirroring some of the UI's 2020 goals.
Well, thanks for tuning in this evening. We'll be back after spring break on Sunday, March 23rd, or you can catch us anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great break.